Hello folks, just a quick one here, just really about the announcement from the Chancellor Jeremy Hunt that vehicle excise duty will now need to be paid on electric vehicles from April 2025. So it looks like they'll only have to pay £10 a year in the first year, and then it will move on to £165 a year, which is the standard rate. Obviously that rate could be different by the time we get to April 2025. And that standard rate of tax will also apply to new cars registered after April 2017. So they will go retrospective on this. So if you've got an EV that you bought this year, from April 2025, you will have to start paying that standard rate of tax, which is £165 a year. Now, the other thing to bear in mind here is that the exemption for expensive vehicles, i.e. vehicles over £40,000, is also going to be removed. So that means from the car's second year to the sixth year, it's going to be an additional £355 a year in that expensive vehicle supplement, or whatever it's known as. Personally, I don't see why electric vehicles don't have to pay some form of road tax, or VED. They're using the road after all. But it seems like a bit of a mixed message, this. I don't think £10 a year or even £165 a year is going to put anyone off getting an EV if they want an EV and they can afford an EV. But when you start to put that £355 a year on top of that for a few years early on in its lifetime, that's suddenly an extra £500 a year to have your car, which has already cost you a lot of money. Obviously from 2030, there are lots of changes to the rules around the sale of internal combustion engine cars. We're effectively being pushed into EVs for the new car market from then. And any additional expense that goes on top of what's already going to be quite a leap in terms of the cost of your petrol or diesel car versus the cost of an electric car to purchase, it's going to hit hard. And it seems like a bit of a mixed message to me. I can understand them doing the vehicle excise duty, so £10 a year for the first year, then £165 a year, no problem with that. But the expensive vehicle tax on expensive vehicles that people are almost being pushed into buying, it just seems a little bit of a step too far. Obviously, it's a long time before even April 2025 when this comes in, and things could change. But for me, I feel like this is the first step of getting everyone into the EVs and then starting to hit them hard. Let's not forget the government are going to have to make up a £35 billion shortfall from the amount of fuel duty and things that sort of related to internal combustion engine vehicles. This feels like the first step towards that. I would imagine at some point these overnight charging tariffs are going to disappear, and we're already seeing public chargers being more expensive than putting petrol in your car. Things are starting to move, the tide is starting to change. What I would say is, if you're buying an EV to save money, in the long term, you might not. If you're buying an EV because you like the way they perform, you like the convenience of charging it at home, you don't want to be going to the petrol station, it suits your lifestyle, in your opinion, it's saving the planet, then crack on with it. But for people that are buying them purely as a financial decision, which a lot of people are, that decision is becoming a trickier one. So at some point in the future, it looks like we're going to be moving to a tax per mile driven kind of system, which will be controlled via GPS and all done kind of automatically, I would imagine. Something else that strikes me though is that we're getting much larger vehicles, they're getting much heavier, and perhaps we should be taxing vehicles on weight and size rather than on emissions, which are going to be sort of zero on all of them. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with me, or do you think there's a better solution to all this? Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. See you next time.